Scariest tribes you don't want to meet. Throughout history, there have been tribes known for their fearsome reputations, often due to their isolation, defensive actions, or cultural practices that seem terrifying to outsiders. Here are some examples of tribes whose reputations might make people think twice about meeting them. Here are 11 of the scariest tribes you don't want to meet. North Sentinelese. The North Sentinelese, native to North Sentinel Island in the Andaman and Nicobar archipelago, is one of the world's most isolated tribes. Their isolation lasted over 55,000 years, making them one of the oldest cultures known to science. In the late 1960s and 1990s, outsiders attempted to interact with them on several occasions but were unsuccessful due to their intolerance of outside interaction. Their hatred for intruders is well known. Trespassers, including fishermen and missionaries, have vanished in unexplained ways. To protect the tribe from sickness and safeguard their sovereignty, a 5-kilometer buffer zone around their island is mandated by law. Unauthorized entry into this zone is severely prohibited, demonstrating the tribe's steadfast commitment to preserve their way of life. The Batak. The Batak are a small indigenous community of approximately 450 people who live in the river basins of northern Palawan, Philippines. Their way of life relies on hunting and gathering, as well as slash-and-burn agriculture. While experts question their exact origins, the Batak's remoteness and peculiar cultural customs distinguish them. They have historically interacted with maritime traders and have recently started settling in small settlements. Despite their relatively peaceful existence, the Batak demonstrates how distant indigenous tribes strike a careful balance between tradition and growing modernity. Zuri Tribe. The Zuri, who live in southwestern Ethiopia and parts of South Sudan, are recognized for their unique cultural customs, which include bodily modification procedures like lip plate implantation and teeth removals for beauty. Their belief system revolves around the sky deity Tumu, with Kimura acting as a go-between. The Zuri's distant position in semi-arid plains, as well as clashes with neighboring Sudanese groups who have gained modern weaponry, add to their mystique and problems. These rivalries, combined with the weight of modern influences, pose a threat to their ancient way of life. Slala Tribe. Slala, an intriguing tribe residing in the western Amazon basin, was first approached by Brazilian adventurer Sidney Passuelo in 1996. This tribe, which numbers roughly 150 people, lives in isolation and is fiercely resistant to outside influences. Their communal existence consists of hunting with clubs and poison darts while living in small huts known as malaka. Slala's cultural practices, such as body painting and infanticide, as well as their limited agricultural skills, demonstrate their unique adaptation to their surroundings. Malaria is their leading cause of loss of life, highlighting the harsh realities of their isolated lifestyle. Karino People. The Karino, also known as the Namal, are a nomadic tribe that lives in isolated areas of the Amazon rainforest, mainly in Peru's Manu National Park. They maintain a hunter-gatherer lifestyle and speak a distinct Peruvian dialect, with an estimated population of 100 to 250 people. Their history of violent confrontations with outsiders, including an attempted killing by Peruvian rubber baron Carlos Fitzgerald, has caused them to avoid non-natives. Despite occasional sightings and exchanges, the Peruvian government limits contact to preserve the tribe from disease and exploitation. Akansu Tribe. The Akansu Tribe, found in Rondônia, Brazil, is severely threatened with only 4 members left. In the 1980s, Brazilian cattle ranchers devastated the tribe's population in the belief that doing so would secure land for agriculture and logging. With their language and cultural practices on the verge of extinction, the remaining individuals hunt and gather while also practicing agriculture. Official contact with the tribe began in the late 1990s, revealing the devastating impact of external influences on their traditional way of life. Simu Tribe. The Simu Tribe, also known as the Chimbu, live in Papua New Guinea's Central Highlands. They are noted for their unique cultural customs, which include elaborate pig-killing rites that are important to their social and ceremonial life. The Simbu people live in small, isolated towns with traditional thatched roof huts and place high importance on pigs, which they employ in different rituals and as a source of wealth. Their cultural diversity, as well as the rough terrain of Chimbu province, contribute to their fearsome character, underlining their deep commitment to traditional customs. The Korowai, Papua, Indonesia. The Korowai are an indigenous tribe in Papua, Indonesia, known for their extraordinary treehouse dwellings and unique cultural practices. Living in one of the world's most remote rainforests, they have fascinated outsiders for decades. Known for their treehouse dwellings and, at one time, practices of ritual cannibalism associated with accusations of witchcraft. While cannibalism was reportedly practiced in the past, it is no longer common, and many Korowai now engage with the outside world. The Agori, India. The Agori are a small but highly enigmatic sect of ascetic Shaiva sadhus, followers of Shiva, in India. Known for their extreme and unconventional spiritual practices, they have long been the subject of fascination, fear, and misunderstanding. A sect of Hindu ascetics, the Agori are known for practices like meditating atop corpses, consuming human flesh in rituals, and using human skulls as bowls. Their practices are tied to religious beliefs about overcoming taboos and attaining spiritual liberation. The Yanomami, Venezuela and Brazil. The Yanomami are one of the largest and most well-known indigenous groups in the Amazon rainforest, spanning regions of Venezuela and Brazil. Renowned for their complex social structures and deep connection to the forest, the Yanomami have also faced significant challenges in preserving their way of life. Known for their fierce warrior culture and intertribal conflicts, often involving violent rituals and vendettas. Much of their aggression historically stemmed from disputes over resources or revenge cycles, not inherent hostility. The Himba, Namibia. Some stories depict them as mysterious and unwelcoming due to their distinctive appearance and isolation. The Himba are welcoming to respectful visitors, and their isolation is a choice to preserve their culture. The Himba are cautious but not hostile toward outsiders. Visitors are generally welcome as long as they show respect for their customs and traditions. Photography is often allowed but should always be done with permission, as they value their privacy and dignity.